Hi, and welcome back to Ask a Pennsylvania Dutchman. My name is Chris LaRose, and this here is Doug Maiden Ford Vostank Boo.
Nix.
Alright, well, our question today comes in from Ben Myers of York, Pennsylvania.
Alright.
And Ben wants to know, what do you think about the 24 Hours of Lemons Racing series? It's right up the alley for us frugal-minded PA Dutchmen. The cars, prior to safety equipment, are not supposed to be worth more than $500. Then they race around a track for 2 days trying to keep the cars running. The point of the race is not necessarily to win, but having a good time. And then he gives a website, and then, yeah.
So what do we think of that?
What do we think of...
I'd never... Had you ever heard of that before?
Well, I mean, I'm a musician, so I'm used to having a $500 car that I try to keep running. I barely even made it to Doug's house today. You know, I went out to start my car, and it was deader than hell. It wouldn't turn over nothing. I got out, and I jiggled the wires and all the batteries, and it fired up for a minute, and then went out, and I'm all about that.
Sometimes all it takes is a little chickling, and things work.
You gotta jiggle it, or hit it, or...
Yeah.
Or something, but yeah.
I'm not familiar with this, but I want to check the website out.
I'm lucky if I get 2 days before my car has to get fixed.
We're not talking about your car. We're talking about this.
Well, he's asking what we think about it.
I think it's something that it is right up a Pennsylvania Dutchman's alley, because we're not going to throw any. Not only are we not throwing them away, we're taking something that everybody else would throw away. You ask the average person on the street, would you buy a $500 car? They're going to run. The average person, they're going to run like hell.
Well, it's up my alley because it goes up there and doesn't come out again.
Right, but I'm telling you, that's something a Pennsylvania Dutch would be like, well, does it still run? Yeah, I'll take it.
Well, that's good enough for me.
And it shows that we, as you know, we've talked about this before, the Pennsylvania Dutch have always been stewards of the land. I think I'm going to go a little deep here. We helped build this country. We cleared woods to make farmland in the 1700s, and then generation after generation, we continued this aspect of taking care of Mother Earth and working the land, and so that it can continue. This is the same concept, just with a car. You take it, something that maybe not everybody would think is all that great, and not only do you keep it running, but you race the damn thing too, it sounds like. It's genius.
Well, like I said, I do that every day. I jiggle all the wires.
You think about these NASCAR guys that got a $bajillion budget and these $bajillion cars. Well, anybody can drive that.
Yeah, the trick is to get a
$500 car running and race it.
And then you race it to the gas station before it shuts off in the middle.
Right. It's, again, another example of Pennsylvania Dutch stubbornness, but also ingenuity.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I bet you the PA Dutch would win that race every time.
Oh, they have to.
Because they're going to go buy a car for the cheapest they could get it, and then they're going to go get all the stuff that people give away. They'll have 10 or 15 of these same cars laying around. They'll pull all the good parts off, and all of a sudden they'll have a brand new car.
Have you ever been at a good flea market? Some of those people go crazy. They go crazy. So I think I don't know if a Dutchman started it. We'll have to look into that.
I don't think they started it, but they're going to win every year.
But I think it just speaks to who we are as people. I don't think I'd do it, but would you do it?
Oh, yeah. I told you I'd do it already, Doug.
Yeah, but...
You think I can afford a car more than $500, Doug?
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, see? I'd probably win.
Well, maybe you've won it and you didn't know.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm looking for a cheap car battery if anybody's got one.
Why don't you... Yeah. What was this guy's name? You don't know. Now you close it.
Well, it's Ben Myers.
Ben, if you're part of this group, send us a picture of you in your car. That'd be good. Yeah. Or leave a picture of the car down below. We'll include a link in this video's show notes to the...
I bet you it's a Subaru.
24hoursoflemons.com. We'll check it out. I bet you they got a lot of cool stuff on there. 2 days they race around the track. 2 days!
That's pretty good, $250 a day.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Thanks for telling us about that, Ben. I would say this is up our alley. That was his original question, right? Yep. Is this up your alley? Yes. I'd like to see him do it on motorcycles, too.
I bet you they do that. I'm telling you, my buddy Ryan Weisel.
Or lawn tractors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my buddy Ryan, if there's a motorcycle version of this, that guy, he'll drive around. He doesn't even ever watch the road. He's looking at the lawns and the back alleys and stuff, and he's seeing all the things like old motorcycles.
Sure.
He'll see the handlebar sticking up.
Yeah.
He'll walk up to this thing. He told me this story, Doug. So he was driving, I forget where he was going, but all of a sudden he saw this trash heap, and there was this motorcycle laying on its side. It was like a 1970
something
Kawasaki or something like that.
Yeah.
There was more rust on it than you can imagine. He goes, knocks on the door. Hey, can I have that thing? Or he's selling it. They're like, yeah, get rid of it. Take this box of spare parts. So he'll come home with all these motorcycle parts, and I'll tell you what, within 35 minutes he'll have that thing running, and he'll be riding around. The guy's a wizard with motorcycles.
Well, it just speaks to the ingenuity of people.
He's not Pennsylvania Dutch, but he might as well be an honorary one.
I think he's got some Dutch in
I mean, with a name like Weissel.
Yeah, Weisel's a Dutch name, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's...
So if you need a motorcycle fixed, contact my buddy. And if you know where I can get a cheap car battery, that would be appreciated.
Okay, let us know. Have you ever done anything crazy like this? Would you do it? Let us know in the comments down below.
All right. Well, you heard it from the Dutchman. Until next time, Mach's gut.
If you have a question, well, you have to email us at busterpa@yahoo.com.